Hello and welcome to Using Padlet for Discussions. My name is Meredith Godsall. I'm a special education teacher in New York City, and I will be your guide through Padlet today. Today, we will be talking about how to use Padlet to promote collaborative discussions within your classroom, both in person and online. Padlet is a website that can be used as a real-time whiteboard. Students are able to collaborate on activities such as posting on a general board, posting on specific questions with virtual post-it notes, create a timeline, have an online discussion board in a stream fashion, and add information points to maps. Students are able to post both anonymously or not, and teachers and students are able to comment on others' posts. Please note that students do need to have an account in order to automatically post with their name. But luckily for us, Padlet is free, so students are able to sign up very easily. Padlet's also really fun. I've found that students are excited to engage within a Padlet, and I get a lot more response out of students that way than I do out of just a general talking over Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, etc. So I get a lot more engagement from students. And finally, it is very easy to use. Plus, it is super beneficial for students and to help you use collaborative discussions within your classroom. Collaborative discussions are a critical part of education and something we see all the time. It is constantly popping up in every piece of curriculum, collaborative discussion, collaborative discussion. However, collaborative discussions can be really difficult for students. While they may teach students to work together in order to learn new things, learn from one another, learn to communicate respectfully, and overall just increase engagement, they can be scary, especially if you are in a large class or if you are online. You may not want to come off of mute due to background noise. You may struggle with speech in general. You might just be shy in front of a large group of people. Or you could just think talking in front of my classmates is embarrassing or boring. Well, Padlet's here to go through and help you with that and to say, it's okay, you can participate in all of these different ways. Some of the different ways include videos, audio recordings, drawings, typed responses, and voice to text. So all of your students' different learning styles and personalities will be met from using this lovely tool. So today's demonstration, we will go over this in two parts. First, we will look at this at the teacher facing. We'll create a discussion board. We'll look at the settings for a discussion board. We will look at management controls and then how to share the link to your students. Then we will share the link and you will be able to see a student facing, which is the participating in Padlet. So we'll see how to log on to Padlet, how to post with type, and then also how to record using audio recordings. So let's get started. So first and foremost, I'm going to log into Padlet. So I have Padlet already up and ready to go. It's as simple as going to padlet.com/dashboard. So once I'm in Padlet, I'm going to go to Make a Padlet. And today we are going to be using the shelf. But as you can see, there are all kinds of different things that you can use. So my epic shelf. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is my intro to Unit 4. And then I'm going to put my question here. So this is actually the question that I have taken from grade 3, Unit 4. So you can see, just took it and brought it on over as a fun way to get students excited and engaged in our new lesson. Now, if I would like to display the author's names, that can be there, or even if students do have an account, you can go through and yes, no, what have you. Students, yes, I would like to allow commenters to view. You can put reactions, grade, star, upvote, likes. I personally like a good like of the post. You can do requiring approval, especially if you're doing things with more sensitive issues. This one is not quite as sensitive since you are using this to introduce your units. And then you can also manage it with a profanity filter, which is really helpful. You just can turn both of those on. The require approval will go through and slow down students posting since you do need to go through and approve it. But if you have a large class or you have you want to make sure you see exactly what's going up on the board, that does help out quite a bit. Next. Start posting. That's it. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's great. Now, if I want to have students post, let's say I want to put my question in another area, I can just add that in. Question 1. Can you think of a time you were excited by the weather outside? Describe what you experienced. Save. So you may have question 1. You may want to add in question number 2, so on. So students are able to post specifically there. So finally, let's see how to share. I can go here, I can add members, but the easiest way is to copy this link. Well, you can also share to Google Classroom, email, share it on Twitter, whatever you would like to do, but I personally like to stick with copying the link. So if you want to be fancy, do a QR code. Like I said, I like to stick with this. And all I have to do is I can generally just drop it into a Google Meet or a Zoom or Microsoft Team chat for students to get to. All they have to do is copy and paste it or click on it, and it goes straight there. Would you look at that? I am already ready to go in this, and I can add on. So if I would like to write something, I can click the plus button and I'm ready to go. So now we're on the student-facing side. You've created this, you've posted it for your students, and now students can start to post it. Once I really enjoyed a snow day. Pretty simple and straightforward. Now let's say, since this is something, especially this is something personal where it's like, oh, think about a time that you were excited. Your students can actually go on, they can Google something, share that, or they can share a video, or I could upload a picture of myself in the snow. Or would you look at that? I can go through and add in any of these that I would like. Maybe I would like to go through and draw a picture of a snowflake, or maybe I would like to take a picture of myself being very excited about this. Or I would like to record audio from my microphone. So I can click on that, make sure to allow. You can pause and resume. I can do it videos up to 15 or recordings up to 15 minutes, etc. One day I woke up and the snow was falling so heavily. It was 2 weeks before Christmas and I was so excited to go out and play all day long. I love the snow. It's so cold and wonderful. It makes me really happy, and I love every time we get a big snowstorm. So I can play back and save. Title.
One day I woke up and the snow was falling so heavily. It was 2 weeks before Christmas and I was so excited to go out and play all day long. I love the snow. It's so cold and wonderful. It makes me really happy and I love every time we get a big snowstorm.
And there you go. So students can go through, check out what I wrote, and listen to what I said. So let's wrap up. Today we discussed Padlet and its benefits for student engagement, the benefits of collaborating learning, how to create and manage Padlet discussion boards, and how to use Padlet as a student. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Padleting!